So we have here my grandma, Carol Landry, who is the queen of tattoo ink mixing of StarBrite colors. She has been in this business for a very, very long time. She was the original mixer of StarBrite colors. We're going to ask her a few questions. We're so fortunate to have her here. This is a very rare occasion. She didn't expect it whatsoever. So I put her on the spot, but you know what? She's going to do a great job, and she's going to give a little bit of feedback on her time in the tattoo industry from the 90s to the 2000s. So that's it. Let's get started.
All right, so Carol, how did you get started in the business?
Actually, it was through my son. He was working in a tattoo supply, so I asked if he mind if I went to work, doing that. And he said, "No, go ahead, Ma." So that's how I started in the tattoo business, was through my son.
Which her son was also my father, Tommy Ringwalt Sr. As you all know, he was the man, the legend, the myth behind all of the tattoo industry of the history and the present.
Right from the very beginning, I started out with a few colors, and then I expanded it.
She also put her hard sweat, tears, and time into mixing colors for all those years by herself. She had the trade secret in her grasp for many, many years, and she came up with most of the ingredients in the beginning of her career. So a lot of those colors that you saw back in the 90s and the early 2000s, those by this woman right here.
I not only mixed ink, I made needles and stuff like that, and then I got right into the ink because who helped me out there had passed away. So then I learned myself how to mix all the ink. I had to learn myself how to do it all. It took a long time. I worked sometimes 10, 12 hours a day, and I was bottling the ink, capping it, and mixing it all.
And from talking with my grandma, I know that she had a notebook, and the notebooks were not down to a T on how to mix, but they were her notes on how to mix the ink exactly how they had to be mixed each and every time, and made that very consistent from her own knowledge and professionalism of mixing these colors.
Yeah, I would jot down certain things, and it wasn't right, so I would have to use my brain to get it right, but I kept everything up in my head. And I had to do it over again. I mixed it, and it had to be the same as the first color I made. So sometimes you had to add a little more, or you had to add a little less, depending on the color of the ink, how it came out. But it had to be exactly right, because when people ordered that ink, they ordered that color, they want that color again the same. So it took a lot of brain work to do it. Well, I'm very proud of my grandson. He's done a terrific job with the ink. He's expanded it to all over the world. It started with me mixing the colors. It ended up with my grandson doing the business.
And when you have good role models on your side, it always helps out too. You know, she was a mentor. I looked up to her in many different ways. Even though we couldn't work together, I always looked up to her as a hardworking woman who, when she wanted something, she went for that goal and completed it.